All right, Aquarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for November 23rd through the 29th. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology, which you can find more about down below. All right, Aquarius, so a lot going on the second half of November, as there has been, and it's involving that square between your ruler Saturn and Neptune in your first house. So very personal for you guys, involving the first house and your 10th house here. So that's going to go exact this week on Thursday. We also have a full moon on Wednesday in your fourth house. So there is this awareness and culmination involving anything around home, family, past roots that maybe you started over the past 6 months. But at the very least, an awareness of, where you come from, what your roots are, what's important to you on an emotional sense. How's your health in terms of your body? These are the kinds of things that are coming to the forefront that then, through that awareness, can facilitate the other areas of life. So as you can see, these are the two major things, and we also do have a few other aspects like the Sun and Mercury going over Saturn, which I'll talk about. But these two are the key here. And as you can see with this full moon, it is forming that T-square up to Saturn squaring up to Neptune. Okay, so it's really going to be activating that. But there's this this figure, Mars. He's very supportive here this week, sextiling up to your ruler this early part of the week in this whole area of the chart and trining up to that full moon. So there's motivation, there's drive, there's ambition. It's available with the sextile, but it's very supportive, especially around Wednesday with this awareness. So although there's doubt, there's confusion about the future, which has been the case with Saturn squaring up to Neptune, it could be very strong for you, Aquarians, because again, it's a very important axis of your chart. It's all about taking it nice and slow, staying grounded, working at your goals, your drives, your ambitions in life, which although are uncertain, one step at a time, and with the career stuff, all right, because there could be uncertainty with not only who you are, but also what's going on in the big picture and your work, your career, anything in the future. So the key is to take it slow, one step at a time with Saturn, as you know, and also have faith. That's the big thing with Neptune, is to have faith that everything is unfolding in its divine timing and as it should, and as it is for the best, although we may not see it as such necessarily. Okay. So that's going to be a very important, element to this, because, the Sun and Mercury go over it, so it's in the full moons here, so it's really activating this part of the chart. So let's go and look at the beginning of the week. Monday and Tuesday, Venus does oppose up to Uranus, so keep everything nice and grounded when it comes to the financial stuff. Could be something new, something exciting there, alluring maybe perhaps from the second house. So, it's good to have some excitement. It's good to mix things up as long as it's, you're staying grounded with it, especially involving the deeper aspects of life, what's really meaningful to you in life. Home matters, family matters, and anything adventurous, since Venus does rule your fourth and your ninth house. So that's going to be these first couple days. The Sun starts to shift into Scorpio this early part of the week. So more of a focus in terms of your career, big picture stuff, good energy there with the Sun there at the top of the chart where he likes to be. But again, it's patient, and especially over the weekend when the Sun goes over Saturn, it's taking it seriously and working hard at it, which is so important for you in that big picture career / public part of your chart right now. And then Wednesday we do have that full moon. Thursday, that square up from Neptune and Saturn. And then this middle part of the week, Mercury goes over Saturn. So with Mercury, it's seeing things for how they are, but not more than how they are. Mercury is our thinking. It's our insight. Over Saturn is like reality. So again, more of the reality coming to the forefront. So the key, even though it might be creating some confusion and doubts about it, again, is to stay nice and grounded, to take it long term, especially when it comes to communication, when it comes to your thinking patterns, and especially the way you express yourself, because Mercury does rule that fifth house. And, the depth and transformation, the truth, just kind of holding on to that, taking it slow, but still working hard at it, right? So that's the middle part. And then over the weekend, like I said, the Sun goes over Saturn, so it's activating the seriousness with your self-expression in that regards, and your focus, and also relationships over the weekend, taking it nice and slow and steady. So the whole point of all of this is that it's all very constructive, okay? And it's also, we can have more faith in our life, and it's involving a lot of different areas, like I was saying, relationships, self-expression, the depth, the self, the career, the home, all of this. So the element, and to simplify this whole thing, is faith and hard work, and not so much hard work that we get so caught up in the material realm that we forget to lose the faith, and not so hardcore into the faith that we're not actually doing anything, right? So it's a fine line, it's a fine balance, but when we're working with them both in tandem, then it can be a very productive week, especially since Mars is sextiling up to Saturn and trining up to the moon during that full moon on Wednesday. One thing I want to say too is that Chiron is going station direct over the weekend, so there is this rejuvenation taking place with your self-image, with a lot of the things involving those goals and drives, which is that first house, and that's all been going through a healing for the past many years, but now it's the final healing before Chiron goes into your second house in Pisces. So there's that shift over the weekend as well with you and your identity and your goals and stuff. All right, Aquarius, so I hope you guys have a great week. If you guys have any questions, please do let me know, and I will see you all next time. Take care.